Hi everyone. Thanks for joining me for science today on Earth Day. Happy Earth Day, everybody. I thought in honor of Earth Day I would get out somewhere beautiful, and we're so lucky where we live because we're surrounded by such beauty. There are not many people in the world that get to live with this kind of beauty in their backyards. So the one thing that really reminds me of Mother Earth and life on Earth is our water. And we're really lucky because we live right next to the Continental Divide, where the mountains capture all the snow all winter long, and as it melts down into the creeks and rivers and sustains all living things on Earth, right? Now, all living things need water, right? Do you need water to survive? Yeah. Does your dog need water to survive? Does your garden need water to survive? And all your plants? So all living things on Earth need water. So there's a lot of cool things about water that you can learn right in our own backyards. I'm sitting on a rock here, and I want to show you the mosses and lichens that are growing on this rock. So many different colors. Even those living things need water to survive. Now, the water that falls on this side of the Continental Divide, on the Salida side, joins up with the Arkansas River and flows out all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. So later on tonight, maybe you and your family can get a map out and you can trace the Arkansas River as it flows into other rivers and then joins the Gulf of Mexico eventually. Now, if you were on the other side of the Continental Divide, if you were on the Gunnison side, that water flows all the way to the Pacific Ocean. So that the divide means it's dividing the water of the continent. So all that water is going to eventually, on our side, is going to eventually flow all the way to the east. If you go up over this pass to Gunnison, all that water is going to flow to the west. So it's kind of cool. It's really cool to think about that. So maybe pull out a map tonight and take a look at that. Let's take a little walk down to the creek because I want to show you how cool the water is down there. It is so crystal clear. Now, all of this water comes from snow melt, right? So in the years that we don't get a lot of snow, there's not as much water in our rivers and streams and creeks. And I want to show you how clear this water is. Of course, Clifford has to come along. Now look at the beautiful rocks down there. Water is one of the main things that causes erosion on our rocks. So as this water is flowing over the rocks, it is slowly eroding away at that rock, which means that it's kind of carving into it. So when you think of places like the Grand Canyon, water has carved that entire canyon. Look at how smooth the rock has become from the erosion of the water. That rock there is nice and smooth. And there's a whole series of little waterfalls all through here. Let's go down below here a little bit too. It's just so beautiful. Now, where we live in Salida, a lot of you guys get out on the river in rafts, and you get to go boating and recreating along rivers. Some of that water is taken out of these creeks and rivers for agriculture, so for growing crops. Some of those crops are foods that we eat. Some of the crops are food that goes to feed other animals, like growing wheat and hay and corn and things that feed other animals that we raise for meat. So as this water flows downstream, it gets extracted out by different people that can use the water for all different purposes. So it gets a little smaller and smaller and smaller as it makes its way out to the Gulf of Mexico. Now, you guys probably have seen our river, our Arkansas River, when it's really high. That usually happens in early June to mid-June. As our temperatures started getting warmer and warmer, all this snow that's up here in our mountains will be melting and trickling down into our creeks and rivers. So this year might be a good year for snowmelt because there's quite a bit of snow still up in our mountains. Might make for some nice boating this year for all of you who love to go out on your rafts or play in the river. Okay, so I challenge you today on Earth Day to get out near some water. Go down to the river, take a little hike, and then tonight get out your map and trace our Arkansas River all the way out to the Gulf of Mexico. So we have science and geography combined today. So take care of Mother Earth today in some way. Love Mother Earth and get outside and enjoy nature. Love you all. Bye-bye.